I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of these little videos designed to help you to get through these strange days in which we find ourselves. And these are strange days indeed. This week, I want to talk about three things. I want to talk about a prophetic promise. I want to talk about your future, and I want to talk about food. Now you say, how can you connect a prophetic promise, my future, and food together? Well, if you know me, it's really, really easy. There is a prophetic promise in Isaiah 25, verse 19. And in this mountain shall the Lord of hosts make to all people a feast of fat things, a feast of wines on the lees, of fat things full of marrow, of wines on the lees well refined. That is prophetic, that is poetic, and it is for you. That's the prophetic aspect. It's God promising you a future. What's your future going to be? We've been going through this unprecedented pandemic. Many people have been shut down. The economy has slowed down. We're in a recession. What's your future going to look like? Now you're asking, how are you going to tie food into that? Because I'm going to be talking about food in restaurants this week. If you know me, you know that I really do enjoy eating and I like going out to restaurants. And one of the hardest things during the pandemic was for about 2 months in Dayton, Ohio, all of our restaurants were shut down excepting for carryout. And for 2 months, we didn't go out to eat at all. We just brought food in when we didn't cook. And we did a lot of cooking. Why? Because once again, I really enjoy eating. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I had a little co-evangelist, and he said, he's gone on to pastor a great church in Dallas, Texas, by the way. I had a little co-evangelist, and he said to me one day, he said, we need to go to Little John's Steakhouse. I said, what's a Little John's Steakhouse? Because when I was growing up, we went to restaurants very seldom. When I became a Christian, we went to a fast food joint every Sunday after church, but I hadn't been to very many restaurants. He said, we need to go to Little John's Steakhouse because men of God eat steak. So we went to Little John's Steakhouse. It was located in a rundown strip mall in a bad part of town. It wasn't anything to write home about. It was one of those kind of places where you went in, grabbed a tray, you had silverware wrapped in a paper napkin, you went down the line, you pointed out your steak. Of course, we ordered ours well done because we didn't know you shouldn't order steaks well done. We ordered baked potatoes with everything on it and a little salad and a Coca-Cola, and we ate that and felt like we were big time. In fact, my little friends looked at me across the table and said, I told you this is the way men of God are supposed to eat. Now, I don't know about that, but I do know a good steak is a thing of beauty. I know that eating can be a celebration. Eating can mark mile markers in your life and give you a reference point. I've had a lot of fabulous meals over the years. I'll talk about a couple of them this week, but I'll talk about them in the context of you preparing your future. You see, that steak at Little John's Steakhouse really did prepare my future. I've eaten in some of the finest steakhouses in America. I know not to order a steak well done. I always order my steaks medium rare plus, and that's about as cooked as you ought to have a steak. I've learned a lot of things over the years. I've learned this one thing. You build on your past, preparing yourself for your future. What have you seen in your past that you can build on today to prepare your future? Because the promise of God, and it is a prophetic promise, I want you to claim it this week, is that in this mountain, this place of power, because a mountain is a place of power, in this mountain shall the Lord of hosts make a feast to all people. That's you. A feast of fat things, a feast of wines on the lees, of fat things full of marrow, wines on the lees, well refined. I want you to live a well-refined life and a God-blessed life. This Sunday at Aspire Church, I've got a powerful message about your future. You have a future. It may not feel like it right now, but you have a future. And I want to show you how to prepare yourself for that future. You can catch it on the live stream at aspirechurch.tv or on Facebook at Aspire Church TV. That's Aspire Church TV on Facebook, aspirechurch.tv on the live stream, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. It's going to be powerful. Wednesday, we'll talk some more about food. We'll talk some more about your future. We'll talk some more about this prophetic promise that God has made to you to bring you to a feast of fat things, a feast of wines on the lees, well refined. It's going to be powerful stuff. It'll help you in these strange days in which we find ourselves.